You are now watching The Leaping Lemur.
Guys, take me seriously about anti-Semitism as I insist for the 50th time that this Japanese symbol is a Nazi dog whistle and has no other meaning because whatever else it could possibly mean or refer to goes against my vindictive narrative. I mean, these people are just spitting facts.
As terrible as the Holocaust was, obviously it was horrendous, and how disgusting the doctor was that did the experiments on people, gay people, handicaps, twins. I think that's, and obviously, they were obviously Jewish, or they did it on Jewish people. They found a couple of really groundbreaking discoveries through that experimentation.
All right, y'all, here we go. Today, we're going to be talking about Ian Jomha once again. That's right, folks. Anisa's husband is back at it. The White Hasan, or, really the whiter Hasan, as we should be calling him, right? Because Hasan is already white. But either way, homie said he's going to be the White Hasan, which is fucking wild. I'm still pretty dumbfounded by that, bro. Fucking Idubbbz, the dude who used to sit there and say edgy jokes to, his fucking audience of a bunch of edgy people, you know what I mean, is sitting there saying that he's going to be the White Hasan, dude. He would make fun of himself so quick.
Especially if people see me as, the White Hasan.
God damn, he's such an easy target. But now he's back at it again, looking at the H3 snark subreddit, which is pretty wild because Ian has yet to look at his own subreddit, his own snark subreddit, which is really odd because he seems to endorse snark subreddits, right? He has the opinion that bullying is bad and you shouldn't bully anybody or harass anyone, but he sits here and looks at these snark subreddits that are harassing Ethan and his fucking coworkers, the people that he hired. That's what they're sitting there and doing, right? They're sitting there and going after his workers and saying that they should quit and making them basically want to fucking off themselves, right? That's the best way to put it. That's to put it bluntly. There's some of them that don't even want to fucking go to work because these people keep trying to get them to quit and they're trying to make them feel bad for just, having a livelihood, fucking going to work every day and doing what they're supposed to do. Anyway, I already know if Ian looked at his snark subreddit, he'd freak the fuck out. You know what I mean? He just won't do it. He just refuses to. He won't go on the, I miss the old Idubbbz subreddit. He thinks that these people on Reddit are so smart, right? The people who are in the snark subreddit for Ethan. But it's what about the people in your snark subreddit? You don't think they're bringing up good points? It's a rules for thee, but not for me situation. You know what I mean? It's oh, you can't bully people. You can't talk about people. Don't harass me on Reddit, but I'm going to read this harassment, against this guy. It's even if you disliked Ethan, why would you stoop so low as to going on a snark subreddit right after saying bullying is bad? How hypocritical is that?
So, great movie. Recommend everyone go and watch it. But that does bring me to an additional... Oh, fuck, I just closed it. More Ethan Pedo Troll news. This is going to be the Pedo Troll news hour. 30 minutes, or... Has it only been 13 minutes? Okay, only been 13 minutes. 13 minutes in every stream. It's got to be Pedo Troll news hour.
I don't understand why the fuck Ian thinks that this is a point to bring up some stupid edgy jokes that Ethan made in the past. None of the shit that he said on that subreddit is serious at all. And why the fuck is his edgy jokes somehow serious, right? His edgy jokes from 15 years ago are somehow serious, but you ripping up the Quran isn't serious. You making jokes about Jewish people at their expense isn't serious. There's tweets on your snark subreddit. Hey, I'm looking at them right now. Hold on. Oh, you're using a slur against Jewish people, the K slur. I think y'all can understand what the fuck I'm talking about. He said worse shit than that. You've done and said worse shit than that. You retweeted Shadman. You had Anisa who talked extensively about Shadman before in tweets, right? You guys are ridiculous. You're nuts to think that somehow these edgy jokes that he said are worse than whatever the fuck you've done in your career. I shouldn't even have to say this at this point. There's so much shit that you can bring up against Ian Idubbbz, right? He was a bad person. By his own metrics, he was a bad person. He made that whole video where he was saying, oh, I'm sorry for all this edgy stuff I said. I'm sorry for all this edgy stuff I did. It was all for laughs. Ethan did a similar thing. He also said that he made stupid edgy jokes in the past and his comedy has changed. I don't understand why you get the pass. You're able to make these edgy jokes, you're able to apologize and then leave it in the past. But for him, you keep bringing it up as if it's some kind of slang slam dunk, like, haha, I got him, guys. And it's like, bro, you've done similar things, if not worse. Like, you genuinely, I think he reshared a picture from Shadman of Hillary Clinton drawn as a lolly, and the nickname for it was like Hillary Clinton or some shit like that. Like, it was weird, bro. You reshared this, and you're gonna sit here and act like you aren't also a weird fucking creep, right? Like seriously, because that's not like a joke, right? I mean, I guess you can maybe say, oh, it was like an edgy joke or whatever the fuck, but then, like, why are you giving Idubbbz the grace of saying that and not Ethan? You gotta think about that.
Barely said, well, I shouldn't say we. It was me. It was my responsibility. I barely said anything except partially, like, defended my wife for, I don't know, Ethan Klein harassing her and trying to smear her as anti-Semitic. Same with his dumb as rocks producer, Dan, the dumb rock Swordlove.
I can't believe this motherfucker is really sitting there and crying. He's sitting there and crying about, oh, they harassed my wife. You and all the fucking cronies and Hasan's cronies were saying that Hila was a terrorist and that she was a baby killer. Denim said that, Denim said that hella times. And these are people that you featured in your content cop. I don't know if he said that directly in his content cop, but you're going to sit here and say that these people are harassing your wife. And oh my God, it's so horrible that they genuinely criticized my wife. But it's okay for you and your friends to say that Ethan's wife is a baby killing terrorist. Like, the hypocrisy is crazy. It's just blatant hypocrisy. You can just point it out at every turn, right? It's like, oh, fucking rules for thee but not for me times 1,000, bro. And he doesn't give a fuck. He's just like, yeah, that's just how it is, bro. Like, please don't make fun of my wife. Please don't make fun of me. But you guys can go to the Ethan Klein subreddit and say his wife's a baby killer and try to call CPS on him. That's okay. He actually encourages that, guys. Like, I think he did make a follow-up to his content cop where he was like, these people were right in calling CPS. They were concerned for his children.
Basically said that they don't take anti-Semitism seriously, and that's fucking plainly obvious by anyone who watches that show. Here, let me show you guys how Ethan responded. Well, let me ask you guys first. How do you think Ethan took me saying that they don't take anti-Semitism very seriously on the show and it's a punchline for them? How do you think he took that? Do you think he just, shut up and acknowledge that he's a dumb fucking idiot who does do that? Or do you think he deflected massively and posted about it obsessively on his Instagram story? Clara's online says, hey, Idubbbz, I've heard people bring up some bride bullshit. I'm assuming it's super disingenuous, and I was wondering if you already have anything where you talk more about that. To be honest, it's not really my business. Obviously, that was something Kate and Michael, my disgraced boxing coach and his dumb as rocks wife, brought up to try to smear Anisa and I.
This dude's getting into the lolcow cycle so much that he has his own catchphrases. It's like Cyrax, you know what I mean? Where he just kind of repeats these lines over and over again. He has one new word included in his vocabulary and he's using that shit all day. And then he forgets about it next week or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, this dude doesn't fucking quit with his weird dumb as rocks. Like, why do you keep calling people dumb as rocks? What are you, fucking in like a 90s cartoon or something like that? Like a fucking 90s Nickelodeon cartoon? You're dumb as rocks. It's like, shut the fuck up, bro. Call somebody a dumbass or don't. Like, this dude has lost all his edginess so much. He's like a fucking butter knife. I don't think these people really know what the fuck they want from Ethan, because when he complains about anti-Semitism and when he talks about it and brings light to it, he's a Zionist. Then he's imagining it. That's what Hasan said to him. Hasan said that he makes up instances of anti-Semitism, that he's imagining it, right? But then you have Idubbbz who's saying that he doesn't take it serious, that he doesn't talk about anti-Semitism enough, or when he does bring up anti-Semitism, it's as a punchline. You're talking about a Jewish man, like he's a Jewish man, right? Okay, so then you also have fucking Dan, who's also Jewish. Okay. And then you have Zach, who's also Jewish. This is a podcast full of Jewish people. Like, that's just like, I'm just not trying to be like weird or anything like that. I'm just pointing this out because it's the obvious. And he's going to sit here and be like, you don't take anti-Semitism serious, or you joke about it. It's like, maybe they joke about, you know, anti-Semitism or, you know, being Jewish because they are Jewish. That's like as if you had a podcast full of African Americans, right? And they were joking about like black struggles or something like that. And you started calling them racist. You're like, oh, you're fucking racist. And it's like, what are you talking about? They'd be like, what? Like, you don't like black people, huh? They're like, I'm just joking. It's like, you're weird, bro. Maybe he just doesn't have, like, he's so washed of culture, like any kind of culture. Him and Anisa are just so washed that they don't understand joking about or making light of prejudices in your own culture, right? You know what I mean? Like, just talking about it or making jokes about it and kind of lightening the mood. You can take those things serious, sure, but sometimes people make jokes about it. You're a plain bagel ass white dude. Who are you to say what any race should be joking about? Like, you aren't the fucking gatekeeper of what jokes are racist and what jokes aren't racist.
Oh, I love this. I love that they're going with my White Hasan comment. That was such a random comment that I was making while playing WoW. But now Ethan wants to call me White Hasan, which, you know, whatever. I'll take it. Okay. So this is on the Leftovers Reddit. We're looking at it here because obviously Ethan Klein's nasty stories disappear, and that's how he likes it. He doesn't like to be held accountable for any of the shit that he says. White man touts religion over another white man in a strange attempt to claim minority status, to absolve self from valid criticism. Continues being racist about the Manji. Idubbbz apologized for past racism. Pedo Troll still finds anti-Semitism funny. So this is his post. I think he had like at least 3 more about me. And he had a bunch about Anisa as well. I really am so amused / flabbergasted that this white savior, White Hasan, has the nerve to lecture 3 Jews on what is and isn't anti-Semitism. Yes, the N-word guy who likes swords with swastika hilts, Manji, by the way, can't stop telling minority groups how to act. My boy is truly gone. Dude, this is such an insane stretch. Bro is editing Mein Kampf into my wife's Instagram stories, and this is what he decides to say. You say the N-word. You said the N-word. You used to say the N-word. Not me, though.
These people are so fucking sick in the head. Like, you can take the whole fucking, like, that whole description that they first described. A white man using religion, touting religion over somebody else in order to absolve himself from valid criticism from another white man. Like, flip that around. That's just fucking what Idubbbz does on a daily basis to everybody who's ever criticized him before, or his wife. It's like he starts to use some kind of fucking, he starts to be like, oh, Israel, Palestine. It's like, bro, shut the fuck up for a second. Shut the fuck up. You just suck. Like, let's take politics aside, bro. You're a horrible content creator. You suck, and you're super hypocritical now. You have no smarts, you have no wits, and you make yourself look like a fucking jackass, like, constantly, every single day. So I don't give a fuck what your political affiliation is. You fucking suck. It's like, these people are so fucking weird. They're so fucking weird, bro. He made a joke, y'all. Like, that's crazy as fuck. This dude makes a joke. He edited Mein Kampf into Anisa's story, making a fucking joke. A Jewish guy, God forbid. Oh my God, he's so racist. You guys are fucking nuts, sick in the head. Like, y'all wouldn't be able to survive in the real world. Have you ever had a conversation with a person of another race? You know how many times people joke about that shit? They joke about shit that happens to them all the time. Like, I hear African American people joking about their struggles. I hear, you know, Hispanics joking about their struggle. Like, I hear this shit on a daily basis. If you have conversations with anybody outside your own race or off of the internet, this is just like a normal thing that people do. They bring light to negative things in a joking manner. It's been a way of coping with these things for years. It's human nature. You're gonna sit here and say that he's anti-Semitic. The Jewish person, okay, so first he's a Zionist, now he's anti-Semitic. These people are fucking nuts. Like, y'all gotta see how crazy this is. And he's promoting it. He's like, this is smart. This is the smartest thing in the world. And bro is weird as fuck for that swastika sword shit. Like, you're weird, dog. You're sitting there and making a video about a Jewish guy. You're making a video about the Israel-Palestine conflict, and somehow it like just skips your mind that that could be taken bad, right? Like, I'm not even trying to say, I don't think that Idubbbz was necessarily trying to be racist. I think he was trying to make some kind of weird ass joke that just backfired on him, right? I think he was genuinely trying to be like, wouldn't it be funny if I held the swastika sword and, you know, then Ethan found out? I bet that would make him so angry. At the end of the day, it just makes him look like a weirdo, because both him and Hasan should be hyper aware of these things with the way that they talk about the Israel-Palestine conflict. But yet somehow they're like, oh, it just didn't cross my mind. Like, I didn't really understand that the swastika was actually offensive. It's like, we get it. It's not a swastika. It looks like a swastika. It's not a swastika. It's not supposed to be, right? But it looks like one. It's close enough. So you should be like, oh, this is probably not very good optics considering I'm making a video on the Israel-Palestine conflict. Let me like just get a regular sword. But you didn't do that, and then you just won't take the L. You're like, no, this was right to do, and he's just tripping. He's tripping. He's imagining it.
Ethan should definitely keep doing this to show everybody how sane he is. Guys, take me seriously about anti-Semitism as I insist for the 50th time that this Japanese symbol is a Nazi dog whistle and has no other meaning, because whatever else it could possibly mean or refer to goes against my vindictive narrative. I mean, these people are just spitting facts. How long is this N-word compilation now? I think recently he had added, I don't know, at least an extra 10 seconds to the N-word compilation.
Oh my fucking God, these people are so fucking stupid. I was literally watching that live stream. I was watching the live stream where they said this dude said the N-word. He didn't say the N-word. He misspoke. He stuttered. Hasan has done the same fucking thing, and you guys gave him grace. Are you crazy? Like, I swear to God, Hasan did the same thing. He misspoke. He combined two words, and he said the N-word with the hard R before. I heard it. It was an accident. I don't think he said it out of racism, but he said it in the same vein that Ethan did. Ethan said it on accident. He misspoke. And I don't even think what he said was the N-word, to be honest with you. It just sounded like he said the N-word. It was a conglomeration of words very close to the N-word with a soft A, I believe. And then they're like, oh, he said it. He said it, guys. Come on, dude. You're really fucking dumb. You're really fucking stupid, bro. Like, do you not know Hasan has said that in the same manner before? Either way, it doesn't fucking matter, because you're the N-word guy. So like, who are you to sit here and say who's racist and who's not? All of a sudden, you're just like fucking holier than thou Idubbbz, and you get to declare what's racist and what's not racist. Just shut the fuck up, sit back, and eat a hair cake, bro. Go fucking do a course full of rat traps, dog. Go play Twister with rat traps and canned spaghetti like you used to, dog. Like, that's the kind of content I want to see. Bro's out here jacking off a snark subreddit like it's the thing to do. He can't even come up with his own ideas. That's something you can give Ethan, is the fact that he comes up with his own ideas against Idubbbz, right? Or at least, you know, he'll sit there and he'll posture as though these are his own ideas. I'm sure he's watching commentary videos behind the scenes, right? But he doesn't like sit there and sift through snark subreddits or sift through people's videos. At least I haven't seen him do that, you know, so he must not do it very often. Whereas every time I open a fucking Idubbbz stream, he's in the snark subreddit for Ethan, scrolling through there looking for talking points. He can't even come up with his own talking points. He's just like, here guys, throw me whatever the fuck you can. Like, he's looking through the chat, he's looking through the fucking subreddit, because his mind doesn't work anymore.
But he doesn't want to bring that to your attention. It's much better to just harp on this shit and pretend that I'm not actually making a good point. No, dude, I made the best point, which is, why do you have a soundboard full of out of context anti-Semitic shit? I will admit, he's allowed a little bit of leeway because he's Jewish, but when it's nonstop and he's actively putting Mein Kampf in the background of people's Instagram photos, that is weird, obsessive shit. Oh my God, we're still talking about the damn sword? Yes, because he has nothing. He's run through everything, and he can't imagine, like, not deflecting. Actually acknowledging, like, oh yeah, maybe that is extremely, immature and creepy.
This dude's acting like his wife didn't talk about some shit about like the Nazis were good because they did a lot of scientific research. Like, bro, this is why people make fun of your wife. This is why he edited Mein Kampf into her Instagram story. It's because she has some kind of weird thing against Jewish people, and it's been like this for years, bro.
Is experimenting on children to obtain a cure for thousands of kids lives justified? That's a really hard question, and I think if people are being 100% honest, they'd give you a different answer than what you're expecting. As terrible as the Holocaust was, obviously it was horrendous, and how disgusting the doctor was that did the experiments on people. Gay people, handicaps, twins. I think that's, and obviously they were obviously Jewish, or they did it on Jewish people. They found a couple of really groundbreaking discoveries through that experimentation.
Like, who the fuck says some kind of shit on live stream like that, bro? And then she sits here and then she does all this shit. Both you and her are doing all these weird fucking dog whistles. You got the fucking Nazi sword bullshit. You got, like, you guys are saying that what Ethan is doing is anti-Semitic as a Jewish man. You know, it doesn't make any sense. Like, if you watch the H3 show, it's not full of anti-Semitic soundboards. Like, what he deems anti-Semitic is Zach playing a soundbite of somebody, you know, proclaiming somebody else as a Jew. They have a soundboard where it's like, he's Jewish. There's like sound bites and shit, right? It's very hard to describe, but none of these sound bites are anti-Semitic. If they were anti-Semitic, how the fuck would his videos even be up on YouTube? You're acting like he has a sound bite where he says the K slur or some shit like that. You're so weak, dude. You're so fucking weak.
And also call Idubbbz wife a raging anti-Semite. That one was that was a Zach special, by the way. The little baby that hits the buttons in the background, that's constantly slamming the buttons of out of context, weird anti-Semitic stuff. That's Zach doing that, but someone else is the raging anti-Semite. I remember the podcast you were on with him, and even back then, it was clear you were actively shocked by his usage. Yeah, because he was just looking for an opportunity to say it, and I was like a good opportunity for him to say it at the time. I was still very much in the wrong in every conceivable way to be making those videos and saying it myself, but yeah, I don't know. He needs to take some ownership over that.
I don't understand this dude. He'll ignore his wife's blatant anti-Semitism. She said some weird ass shit on live stream, and you're just like, fuck it, you know, whatever she said, we'll just like let it rest, right? We'll let it rest. Ethan, the Jewish man playing sound bites about Jewish people, is anti-Semitic. Well, actually, it's Zach playing the sound bites, but guess what? He's Jewish too. And then you have Idubbbz being like, you know, Ethan saying the N-word with me while on his podcast is horrible. Like, I can't believe he did that. It's like, dude, you did it too. You guys are together. Like, you encouraged him to do it during that podcast. You were like, dude, you should totally do it. It rolls. It's just perfect. It rolls off the tongue, bro. So you guys were sitting there saying the N-word back and forth. Just claim it. Just say it how it is. It wasn't like, oh, I was kind of shy, you know, I was using the N-word because I was still forced by my audience, you know, I was just trying to fit in, and Ethan just used it as an excuse to say the N-word. It's like, no, bro, you came on his podcast, you made it seem like it was cool, you gave your whole, your thing about how, oh, it's all okay or none of it's okay. That was his thing, right? It's all okay or none of it's okay. So he did his whole thing. He got Ethan to say the N-word with him. This was years ago too, years and years ago. And now he's sitting here being like, I apologize for that. Ethan hasn't. Ethan has apologized like several times. I think for that specifically as well, he's apologized for. So this guy doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about. Why the fuck is like your apology better than anybody else's apology? You gave one blanket stupid apology, bro, and now all of a sudden you're exempt from all the stupid bullshit you did. But everybody else, they need to suck up to you and Hasan and all your fucking orbit in order to be forgiven, right? That's the only way. Don't apologize. You can't change your ways. You have to fucking suck up to them and agree with them on everything else. With that being said, that's all I have for today's video. The audio started bugging out because it seemed like Stoic Chronicles was getting some like content ID claims because Ian uses so much songs in his videos. It's probably because he doesn't want people to make videos on him anymore. You remember when he was all like, oh, people need to make videos on me, I'll turn the music off. I don't think he expected like lolcow channels to start making videos on him and get views, but man, it's easy. It's like fucking printing money. You know what I mean? At this point, you just upload a Idubbbz video and you can just slam dunk his points one after another. It's very easy to do. He's very stupid and he's very slow. And so you know, you just just come in and as long as you fucking remember what you want to say next, you're usually pretty good, because that's something that Idubbbz just can't seem to do. So that's all I have for today's video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you watched all the way to the end, you're the best. Thank you all for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.